Welcome back to the Profitable Mindset Podcast, where we help you unlock the mental game of trading. Today, we're diving into something that might sound kind of unexpected in the world of finance, meditation.
Yeah, and you might be surprised to learn that meditation, it isn't just some new age trend, right? It's backed by real science. It's got tangible benefits for making sharper trading decisions.
I'll admit, I was skeptical at first. Meditation for traders. I was picturing a bunch of guys in suits chanting on Wall Street. But then I started digging into the research and I was blown away by how meditation can quite literally rewire our brains for better trading.
It's true. Numerous studies show that meditation can change the structure of our brains, physically, making us more resilient, more focused, and ultimately more profitable traders.
So before we even get into the how-to, let's define what we mean by profitable mindset. It's about more than just making money, right?
Absolutely. A profitable mindset, it's about mental toughness. It's about having that unshakable resilience so you can bounce back from losses, the focus to stay disciplined when the market's going crazy, and the will to stick to your plan even when you really feel like doing the opposite.
Like that famous saying, trading is 90% psychology, 10% strategy.
That's it.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Heart-pounding FOMO when a stock takes off, or the euphoric rush of a win that makes you want to just double down even though it's not part of your plan.
Exactly. Those are the moments when our inner trader is really put to the test. Think of it this way. You've got two advisors in your mind that are battling it out, right? The first one is the analyst.
Okay.
Cool, calm, and collected. Always looking at the data, assessing risk, and sticking to the plan.
So the analyst is the Spock of our trading minds.
Precisely.
Logical, data-driven, not letting emotions cloud their judgment.
Now, on the other hand, we've got the emotional being, driven by fear, greed, all those impulsive knee-jerk reactions that can lead to really costly mistakes.
The emotional being is that impulsive friend that's always yelling, YOLO!
Exactly.
And chasing Billy's hot stock tip.
And the key to developing a profitable mindset is making the analyst the boss. And meditation helps us do that.
Okay. So how does meditation actually work? Does it just chill us out, or is there more to it?
There's so much more to it. Meditation, it doesn't just mask the symptoms, it addresses the root cause. By strengthening the prefrontal cortex, that's the decision-making, executive function part of your brain, meditation gives you that extra mental edge so you can analyze risk logically and avoid those emotional traps.
So it's like medication is giving our analyst a boost.
Yeah.
Making it stronger and more able to keep those emotions in check.
It's also working on the other side of the equation. It's calming down the amygdala, which is our brain's panic button. Right?
Yeah.
You know that feeling? Your heart racing, palms are sweating when a trade goes south? That's the amygdala firing up.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know that feeling. It's your fight or flight kicks in, even though there's no physical danger.
Exactly. Meditation helps us regulate that response so we don't get hijacked by fear.
So it's meditation's training us to stay calm and collected, even when the market feels like a roller coaster.
Yeah, instead of reacting emotionally, we can respond thoughtfully, strategically.
I'm convinced. Meditation, it's not just some fluffy self-help trend.
No.
It's a powerful tool for any serious trader.
Absolutely. And the beauty of it is it doesn't require hours of chanting in a monastery.
Right.
There are simple practical techniques that you can integrate into your routine.
Okay, that's great to hear. So let's dive into some of these techniques. What are some meditations we can try, right now?
Let's start with one that's super easy but incredibly effective, especially during volatile sessions when you feel your stress level spiking. It's called box breathing.
Box breathing. Okay, I'm intrigued. How does it work?
As straightforward as it sounds. Imagine a box.
Okay.
Each side of the box represents a step in the breathing cycle. You inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold your breath for 4, exhale slowly for 4, and hold for another 4. Just a few rounds of this can dramatically reduce your stress.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so simple, yet I can already feel how powerful it is. Just focusing on my breath for a few moments creates a sense of stillness amidst the chaos.
And you can do it anywhere, anytime.
That's great.
Whether you're at your trading screen, stuck in traffic, or just feeling overwhelmed, box breathing is a fantastic tool.
Okay, box breathing is definitely going on my list of must-try techniques. What else you got?
Another technique that I find incredibly helpful is mindful observation of charts.
Okay.
It's easy to get caught up in that frenzy, constantly checking prices, chasing indicators. But instead of getting swept up in the emotional roller coaster, take a step back and observe the charts as a neutral observer.
So instead of trying to predict the future or force a trade, we're just taking a moment to be present with the data.
Notice the patterns, the trends, the price action, but without any judgment or emotion.
Okay.
It's like being a detective, looking for clues, but without jumping to conclusions.
So we're separating ourselves from, like, the emotional noise.
Yeah.
And allowing the data to speak for itself.
You got it. And by doing that, you're training your mind to see the market more objectively, which is essential for making sound decisions.
Okay, mindful observation of charts. That's another great one.
Yeah.
Any other techniques that
Absolutely.
we should have in our trader's toolbox?
The pause method can be a real game changer.
Okay.
It's really simple but powerful. Before you click that buy or sell button, take a 5-second pause.
Okay.
Breathe deeply and ask yourself, is this my strategy talking or is it my emotions?
I love that. It's like installing a circuit breaker in our minds to prevent those like impulsive trades.
It's a simple check-in, but it can save you from a lot of heartache. And it forces you to be accountable to your plan, not your emotions.
Okay. Pause method. Straight to the top of my list.
Yeah.
So we've talked about techniques for calming the mind and staying focused, but what about risk management? And we all have rules, right?
Yeah.
But sticking to them when your portfolio is taking a hit,
Yeah.
that's where it gets really tough.
You're right. Risk management is where logic and emotion really collide. This is where meditation can be a game changer, though. It helps us detach from the emotional sting of losses and view them objectively as data points rather than personal failures.
That's a huge mindset shift, right?
Yeah.
Because when we take those losses personally, it's like we're adding fuel to the fire
Yeah.
of those negative emotions.
Exactly. Meditation helps us separate our self-worth from our portfolio's worth.
Okay.
There's a technique that's particularly helpful for this. It's called the post-loss reflection meditation. It's all about analyzing the loss, extracting the lessons learned, and moving on without beating yourself up.
So instead of dwelling on the what ifs and the should haves, we're using meditation to turn those losses into valuable learning experiences.
Exactly. It's about shifting the perspective from like, I'm a failure to what can I learn from this?
That's powerful. Okay, so we've talked about like managing losses,
Yeah.
but what about that elusive trader's intuition? Is it real? Or is it just luck disguised as skill?
Intuition is definitely real, and it's something that we can cultivate through meditation. Think of intuition as pattern recognition that's happening super fast in our subconscious mind.
Okay.
Right? It's our brain picking up on subtle cues and making connections that we haven't even consciously registered yet.
So it's like our subconscious is constantly scanning the markets,
Yeah.
looking for patterns and sending us signals.
And meditation helps us tune into those signals by quieting the mental noise.
So it's not about ignoring our gut feeling, it's about training it to be more accurate and reliable.
Precisely. Meditation helps us separate the signal from the noise.
I like that. And I'm guessing there are specific techniques for developing like this intuitive edge.
Absolutely. One that's really effective is the quiet mind exercise.
Okay.
It's all about creating stillness and silence in your mind so those insights can surface.
Okay. Tell me more about like the
Yeah.
quiet mind exercise. How does it work?
You just find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and simply observe your breath. As thoughts come up inevitably, you just acknowledge them without judgment and let them pass like clouds, drifting across the sky. It's not about stopping your thoughts. It's about creating space between you and your thoughts.
So we're training our minds to be more like an observer, less like a reactor.
You got it. And by creating that space, we allow those intuitive whispers to come up.
Okay. The quiet mind exercise, definitely going on my list. Now, let's talk about something that often gets dismissed as a bit woo-woo in the trading world. Gratitude. Is there really a connection between gratitude and profitability?
Gratitude's far more than just a feel-good emotion, right?
Right.
Huh.
It has a real impact on our brain chemistry and our decision-making. When we feel grateful, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, which are neurochemicals associated with happiness, focus, and well-being.
So gratitude is basically giving our brain like a cocktail of happy chemicals that make us more focused and effective traders.
And it goes even deeper than that. Gratitude also helps lower cortisol. That's the stress hormone.
Right.
That feeling of tightness in your chest, that anxious knot in your stomach when a trade goes against you.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling all too well. It's like your body goes into overdrive, even though it's just numbers on a screen.
Gratitude acts as a counterbalance to that. It calms the nervous system and allows us to think more clearly.
So I'm starting to see how gratitude is more than just like a feel-good concept.
Yeah.
It's a tool for managing stress and enhancing our performance.
And there are simple ways to cultivate gratitude, even in the market. I highly recommend keeping a gratitude journal.
A gratitude journal for trading. Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious. Tell me more about that.
At the end of each trading day, you take a few minutes to reflect on what went right.
Right.
Could be a successful trade, a valuable lesson learned, or just the opportunity to participate.
Right.
Write down 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small they seem.
So instead of dwelling on the losses or the missed opportunities, we're shifting our focus to the wins.
You got it. It's about training your mind to look for the good, even on the toughest days.
I love that. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Precisely. And that shift can make all the difference in our performance and our overall well-being.
Okay, so we've got the gratitude journal. What else can we do to cultivate gratitude in our trading lives?
Take a moment each day to appreciate the opportunity to trade. It's easy to take this for granted, but the reality is not everyone has this.
Right.
You know? We have the privilege of participating in a system that offers potential for financial freedom.
That's a great point. It's easy to get caught up in the stress and the pressure and forget about the bigger picture.
Exactly. By taking a moment to appreciate the opportunity, we shift from a mindset of, lack to abundance.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold on the power of gratitude. It's definitely something I'm going to be more intentional about. Now, before we move on, I want to emphasize that trading's a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, persistence, and a commitment to learning and growing. And just like any marathon runner, we as traders, we need to prioritize our physical and mental health to perform at our best.
Absolutely. Burnout is a real risk.
Oh, yeah.
And it can have a devastating impact. That's why it's crucial to establish boundaries.
So setting clear boundaries between trading time and personal time.
Yeah.
Making sure we're getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, and spending time with loved ones.
All of these things contribute to a healthy and sustainable trading journey. There's an exercise that can help with the transition from trading mode to personal mode. It's called the work-life reset exercise.
Work-life reset exercise.
Oh.
Okay, tell me more about that.
It's a simple ritual that you can do at the end of each trading day.
Okay.
After you close your platform, take a few minutes to breathe and reflect. Consciously let go of the day's trades, the wins, the losses, the emotions, the stress. Imagine you're closing the door on your trading day and stepping into your personal life.
So we're creating a mental buffer between the two worlds so we can fully disengage from the markets and be present in our personal lives.
Precisely. And that separation is crucial for preventing burnout.
Okay, work-life reset exercise, going straight into my routine. So we've covered a lot of ground so far. The power of meditation for developing a profitable mindset, managing emotions, handling losses, sharpening intuition, cultivating gratitude, and maintaining a healthy work-life balance.
It's all connected. All of these elements contribute to a holistic approach that prioritizes mental well-being as the foundation for success.
I couldn't agree more. Now, I know this is a lot to take in, so let's recap some of the key takeaways. We've learned that meditation can literally rewire our brains for better trading.
That's right.
By strengthening our decision-making center and calming our emotional responses.
We've also explored specific techniques like box breathing, mindful observation of charts, the pause method, and the post-loss reflection meditation to help us manage stress, avoid impulsive decisions, and turn losses into lessons.
And we've talked about the importance of cultivating gratitude.
Yeah.
Both for our overall well-being and for its impact on our trading.
Gratitude helps us shift from scarcity to abundance. It reminds us to appreciate the opportunity that we have.
And finally, we emphasize the importance of establishing boundaries, right, between our trading lives and our personal lives to prevent burnout and maintain a healthy balance.
It's all about creating a sustainable approach that supports both your financial goals and your well-being.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our exploration into meditation for a profitable mindset.
We've laid the foundation for understanding the power of meditation and how it can transform our trading.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to Profitable Mindset Podcast. Before we paused, we were discussing some of the foundational principles of meditation for traders, techniques like box breathing and mindful chart observation.
Right, right.
Are you ready to explore some more advanced practices that can truly, amplify your mental game?
Absolutely. I'm eager to unlock even more tools and techniques
Yeah.
to help me stay calm and focused and ahead of the curve in these markets.
Excellent. Let's dive into a practice that's often misunderstood, but incredibly powerful for traders.
Okay.
Focused attention meditation.
Okay.
This technique is all about training your mind to stay laser focused, even when there are distractions.
Perfect for those days when the market's going haywire, like news headlines are screaming, and I can't seem to focus on my trading plan.
It's like building a mental fortress against distractions.
Okay.
The way it works is surprisingly simple. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably. Close your eyes and turn your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of each inhale and exhale, the rise and fall of your chest, the gentle flow of air in and out of your nostrils.
Sounds easy enough, but I'm guessing it's not as simple as it sounds, right?
Yeah.
Our minds tend to wander.
You're absolutely right. Our minds are like mischievous puppies constantly chasing distractions. That's normal.
Right.
The key is don't judge yourself.
Right.
When your mind wanders, simply acknowledge the thought, let it go, and redirect your attention back to the breath.
So it's like training a muscle, but for our attention span.
That's it. The more we practice, the stronger it becomes, and we become more adept at catching those distracting thoughts
Right.
before they spiral. And this translates directly to better decision-making.
Okay. I'm definitely trying that one. What other techniques can help us develop that laser-like focus?
Another practice is something called body scan meditation.
Okay.
Now, this helps us become more aware of the physical sensations and the emotions that arise within us, especially in times of stress.
Okay, I'm curious. How does paying attention to our body help us with trading?
Think about it. When you're feeling anxious about a trade,
Yeah.
where do you feel it? Tight shoulders, racing heart, not in your stomach.
Right.
By being aware of these physical manifestations of stress, we can start to make more rational decisions.
So it's like our body is giving us real-time feedback about our emotional state.
Exactly. So with the body scan meditation, you lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your body. Starting with your toes, slowly scan your whole body, noticing any sensations, but without judging.
So it's like a mental inventory of our physical sensations.
Exactly. And as you observe these sensations, you start to release the tension.
I can see how this would be valuable for like traders who spend hours sitting in front of their screens. It's like a mini vacation for our bodies and minds.
It helps you cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness, which is essential.
Okay, body scan meditation's going on the to-do list. Now, for those of us who struggle with self-criticism, especially after a tough trading day, what techniques can help us silence that inner critic and cultivate self-compassion?
That's a great question, and it brings us to loving kindness meditation.
Okay.
Now, I know it might sound a bit out there, but it's powerful for shifting our dialogue from judgment to acceptance.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
How does loving kindness meditation work?
You focus on sending positive thoughts, wishes to ourselves and others. You find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and start by directing kind and compassionate thoughts toward yourself.
Okay.
You might repeat phrases like, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful.
So it's like placing negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
Exactly. And you can gradually expand the circle of compassion to include loved ones, strangers, and even people who challenge us.
I could see how that would be really helpful, especially like after a tough trading day when those negative thoughts could easily spiral.
It's a game changer. By cultivating loving kindness, we develop a sense of resilience and well-being, which helps us navigate these challenges.
Okay, I'm adding loving kindness meditation to my toolbox. So we've explored techniques for like focusing our attention, calming our bodies, and cultivating self-compassion. But how do we apply these practices to our actual trading?
Yeah, that's the question, right? One way is to incorporate mindful observation into our chart analysis.
Okay.
Instead of getting caught up in predictions, anxieties, we can simply observe the data without judging. Notice the patterns, the trends, the price action, but without attaching meaning or emotion.
So it's like we're stepping back from like the emotional fray and becoming more like scientists, just observing an experiment.
Exactly. Detach from the outcome, focus on the process.
I like that. By observing without judgment, we can make more rational decisions.
Yeah.
What other ways can we integrate these practices into our routine?
Another powerful technique is mindfulness in our journaling.
Okay.
Most traders keep journals, right?
Right. But this is about adding an emotional layer.
So instead of just like writing down bought at X, sold at Y, we're writing about how we felt.
Exactly. Could be I was anxious or I noticed I was getting greedy. By bringing awareness to the emotions, you can identify patterns.
I can see how that would be incredibly helpful for like developing self-awareness, catching those bad habits before they like wreck our accounts.
It's about bringing mindfulness to the forefront of our trading. Now, speaking of emotions, distractions are a huge challenge for me. It feels like there's always something trying to pull my attention away from trading. News, social media, my own thoughts.
You're not alone. Distractions are the enemy of focus. Mindfulness can help us manage distractions more effectively.
Okay, how does mindfulness do that?
The first step is just being aware of the distraction. It could be a notification, a news headline, or your own thoughts. The key is to notice it without judgment.
Okay, so awareness is the first step.
Yeah.
Then what?
We gently bring our focus back to the task. It's like training a puppy, you know? You have to keep bringing it back.
I love that analogy. So it's not about eliminating distractions entirely. It's about becoming more aware.
Yeah.
And developing the ability to, like, manage them.
You got it. It's about training our minds to stay present even in the middle of chaos.
Incredibly valuable for trading, where every decision matters.
Yeah.
Let's talk about FOMO, or the fear of missing out.
Oh, FOMO.
Yeah.
The feeling that makes us chase those moves, buy at the top, and then watch as it plummets.
Like, our brains are just wired to seek out, like, potential rewards.
Yeah.
Even if it means taking on, like, unnecessary risk.
Our brains prioritize survival. So, you know, missing out on food or a mating opportunity could have meant, like, life or death. So it's no wonder we feel FOMO.
So how do we overcome this?
Yeah.
How do we prevent FOMO from, like, sabotaging our decisions?
By cultivating an abundance mindset. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring risk or believing that everything will be a winner. It's about shifting our focus from what we might miss to what's already available.
So instead of chasing every hot stock or jumping into every volatile market, we're focusing on, like, our own strategy and trusting that, like, the right trades will come.
Exactly. And one way to cultivate abundance is through gratitude.
Okay.
Remember that gratitude journal. By taking a moment each day to appreciate what we have, we shift our perspective from lack to abundance.
So it's about, like, recognizing and appreciating the wealth we already have.
Precisely. And that reduces the fear, the anxiety, and the need to chase.
Which ultimately leads to better decisions, less stress, and hopefully more profits.
Hopefully.
Now let's talk about another emotional pitfall.
Yeah.
Revenge trading.
Ah, yes, revenge trading, that urge to get back at the market after a loss.
Right.
To make up for it immediately, even if it means breaking your plan.
I know that feeling. It's like our ego is bruised, and we want to prove we're smarter than the market.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Revenge trading comes from a lack of control. It's letting our ego drive the bus instead of our strategy.
So how do we avoid falling into, like, this trap?
Yeah.
How do we prevent our emotions from hijacking our decisions?
Have a clear plan for managing losses. This means setting stop-loss orders. It also means having a risk management strategy so you know how much you're willing to risk.
I like that. So having, like, those guardrails in place before emotions take over. What else can we do?
Take a break. Step away from the computer, go for a walk, meditate, do something to calm down and regain composure.
So, like, give ourselves time to process the loss before jumping back in.
And reflect on what happened. Did you follow your plan? Did you let emotions get in the way?
Right.
By looking at it objectively, you can avoid repeating it.
Great advice. So turning losses into learning opportunities instead of letting them fuel, like, a cycle of emotional reactivity.
Every trader experiences losses. It's part of the game.
Right.
What separates the successful traders is how they manage them.
Okay, that's really empowering. It's not about being perfect. It's about being resilient.
Exactly. Now let's talk about another challenge, overexposure.
Overexposure, you mean like spending too much time glued to our screens, checking prices, consuming all the financial news.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. But it's also taking on too much risk, trading too many markets, following too many indicators.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Trying to trade, like, every hot stock, every volatile market, every indicator that flashes a signal. It's exhausting.
It's a common trap, especially now.
Yeah.
But we can't be good at everything.
So how do we avoid this?
Specialize. Focus on a few markets or strategies that you're passionate about and become an expert.
So like quality over quantity.
Exactly. By narrowing our focus, we deepen our understanding, develop our skills, and make better decisions.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's about finding our niche and sticking to it.
Precisely. And by doing that, you not only improve your trading, but also reduce stress.
Okay. Specialize and simplify. I like that. Now, before we move on, I want to go back to something, the importance of breath work.
Excellent point. Breathwork is a powerful tool, especially for traders.
Remind me how breath work helps us manage our emotions.
When we're feeling stressed, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid.
Okay.
This triggers the fight or flight response.
So it's like our body's preparing to run from a tiger,
Yeah.
even if the only threat is a losing trade.
And that might have been helpful for our ancestors, but not for trading in the 21st century.
Okay, so how does breath work help us shift out of that and into a calmer state?
By consciously slowing down and deepening our breath.
Okay.
We can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is all about relaxation.
So it's like flipping a switch from fight or flight to rest and digest.
Exactly. And that shift calms the mind, reduces stress hormones, and allows us to think clearly.
I can already feel my shoulders relaxing just thinking about it.
It's powerful, and the best part is it's always available. We can use breathwork anytime to manage emotions and enhance our trading.
I'm convinced breathwork is going to be a part of my routine. What are some techniques we can use?
Box breathing. It's simple, yet powerful.
Okay.
You can use it anywhere, anytime.
Remind me how box breathing works.
Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale slowly through your mouth for 4, and hold for another 4. Just a few rounds and you'll be amazed.
Okay, that's definitely doable, even in the middle of a hectic day. What other breathwork techniques do we have?
Another great one is diaphragmatic breathing. It's also known as belly breathing.
Sounds intriguing. How's that different from regular breathing?
Most of us breathe shallowly, using our chest. Diaphragmatic breathing involves engaging the diaphragm. That's the muscle below the lungs.
How do you actually, do it?
You put one hand on your chest and one on your belly.
Okay.
As you inhale deeply through your nose, allow your belly to rise. Keep your chest relatively still.
Okay.
As you exhale slowly, pull your belly button in toward your spine.
Okay, yeah, I can feel that.
It's a much deeper breath, and it tells your nervous system it's time to chill.
I can feel my shoulders relaxing just doing a few rounds of that.
Mm-hmm.
What other breathwork techniques can help us manage our emotions while trading?
Alternate nostril breathing.
Okay.
This is especially helpful for balancing energy and promoting mental clarity.
Alternate nostril breathing, how does that work? It sounds a little complicated.
It's actually pretty simple. You use your fingers to alternately close one nostril while breathing through the other.
Oh.
So you inhale through one, exhale through the other, and repeat.
Okay, so is there a specific way to do that?
Yeah, there's a technique,
Okay.
but it's easier than it sounds. I can walk you through it.
Absolutely. Let's give it a try.
Okay, great. So sit comfortably and use your right thumb to close your right nostril. Inhale deeply through your left nostril.
Okay. Inhaling through the left.
Now close your left nostril with your ring finger.
Okay.
Release your thumb and exhale through your right nostril.
Exhaling through the right.
Good. Now inhale through your right nostril, close it with your thumb, release your ring finger, and exhale through the left nostril.
Okay.
And you just continue that pattern for a few minutes. You'll notice a sense of balance and calm.
Wow. That's actually really relaxing. I can see how this will be helpful for settling the mind before a trading session or even during a volatile market.
Exactly. It's a great tool to have. We've talked about managing emotions and cultivating a profitable mindset.
Right.
But how do we stay motivated and focused on our long-term goals, especially when the market throws curveballs?
Right.
That brings us to the power of visualization.
Okay.
Visualization is a technique used by top performers in every field, from athletes to entrepreneurs to traders.
Mm-hmm.
It's about harnessing the power of our imagination to create the outcomes we want.
Okay, I've heard of visualization, but I'm a bit skeptical. How does simply imagining something make it happen?
It might sound like magic, but it's rooted in neuroscience.
Okay.
Our brains are really powerful, and they don't always know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one.
Interesting.
When we visualize something with focus and emotion, we're essentially creating new pathways in the brain.
So if we can see it in our minds, we're more likely to achieve it.
Exactly. By creating those detailed images of the outcomes we want, we're programming our subconscious minds.
Okay, that's fascinating.
Sure.
How can, traders use visualization to improve their performance and reach their goals?
One powerful technique is the perfect trading day. It involves creating a movie in your mind of your ideal trading day.
Okay, so I'm picturing myself waking up feeling refreshed and energized, ready to tackle the markets.
Exactly. You visualize reviewing your plan, calmly analyzing, identifying setups, executing trades with precision, managing risk, and ending the day with a feeling of accomplishment.
And all this is happening in my mind.
The key is to make it as vivid as possible.
Okay.
Engage your senses. See the charts, feel the confidence, hear the sounds, even taste the victory.
Okay, so by repeatedly visualizing this, I'm training my mind to act in alignment with that vision.
You got it. It's like creating a blueprint.
I like that. What other visualization techniques can help us navigate the markets?
Another technique is scenario rehearsal. This is where you visualize successfully handling challenging situations.
So for example, if I'm afraid of letting losses run, I would picture myself cutting my losses when my stop losses hit.
Precisely.
You build confidence and resilience. So when these things happen, you're better prepared.
It's like practicing an emergency exit plan so you don't freeze up when the pressure's on.
Exactly. And you can apply this to anything. Staying calm during volatility, taking profits when you hit your target, overcoming FOMO.
Okay, this is really powerful. Any other visualization techniques?
One more is goal visualization.
Okay.
This is about visualizing the end result. So this is about visualizing, the end goal, the ultimate destination on our journey.
It could be financial freedom, early retirement, whatever it may be. The key is to create that image of what success looks and feels like.
So it's like you have a picture in your mind of the summit that you're climbing towards.
And it's not just the end goal, it's the steps.
So breaking it down into smaller steps.
And as we visualize those steps, we build momentum.
Okay, all of this is great stuff, but how do we know if visualizations are actually working?
Pay attention to your results.
If I'm visualizing disciplined trading, and I start to see that in my trading, then it's working.
Exactly. It takes practice.
Right.
But if you're consistent, you'll see a shift.
Okay, I'm excited to start using visualization. Now, we've talked about emotions, cultivating a profitable mindset, and setting goals, but we haven't really talked about intuition.
Intuition, the mysterious sixth sense that some traders seem to have, the ability to feel the market.
Yeah, is it real or just luck disguised as skill?
Intuition is real, and it can be developed.
Okay.
Think of it as pattern recognition happening super fast in our subconscious mind. It's picking up on things our conscious mind hasn't even seen yet.
So like a supercomputer running in the background sending us signals.
Exactly. And meditation helps to quiet the distractions that interfere.
So by calming the mind, we can better tune into our intuition.
Yeah, there are techniques that can really enhance our abilities.
Like what? What are some techniques that can help us tap into our inner trading oracle?
Let's start with the quiet mind exercise.
Okay.
Remember we touched on this earlier.
Right.
It's about creating stillness in your mind so those insights can surface.
Okay, remind me how that works.
You find a comfortable position, you close your eyes, and you focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment and let them pass.
So we're creating space so those intuitive whispers can kind of emerge.
Exactly. And the more you do this, the easier it becomes.
Okay, the quiet mind exercise, definitely a keeper. What other techniques can help sharpen our intuitive edge?
Another practice is pattern recognition meditation. This technique is all about enhancing your ability to spot patterns in the markets.
Okay, how does that work?
You choose a specific chart pattern that you've used before. Then close your eyes and visualize that pattern forming. Imagine how the price would move, where you would enter, how you'd manage your risk, and when you'd take profits.
So mentally rehearsing those patterns.
Exactly. And you're training your brain to recognize those patterns more quickly.
Okay, that's really cool. Any other techniques to help us go from analytical traders to intuitive trading ninjas?
Intuitive journaling.
Okay, we talked about journaling earlier.
Yeah.
How's this different?
Instead of just logging trades, you pay attention to your gut feelings.
So if I have a feeling a stock's about to break out, I would write that down.
Exactly. And the reasons behind that feeling. What are the signals, the patterns, the market sentiment? By tracking these, you can see which ones are accurate.
It's like creating like a feedback loop for intuition so we can refine those instincts.
Precisely. You become someone who can trust their gut.
Okay. Intuitive journaling is going on the list. We've covered so much ground in this episode.
Yeah, it's a lot, but the key is to start small and be consistent.
So, like, don't try to do everything at once.
Yeah, choose 1 or 2 techniques and make them part of your routine. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference.
Okay, that's encouraging. Small steps, consistent action, and we can all, cultivate that profitable mindset.
Absolutely. And remember, trading is a journey. Enjoy the process.
Welcome back to the Profitable Mindset Podcast. We've explored a wide range of meditation techniques and practices that can really, I think, transform your trading experience.
It's amazing how much potential there is to improve our trading just by training our minds, right? Absolutely. And the best part is these skills, they go beyond trading.
Right.
A calmer, more focused mind, better decisions under pressure, those are valuable in any area of life.
So true. As we wrap up this episode, let's talk about actionable steps.
Yeah.
What's one thing our listeners can do, like today, to start incorporating these principles?
Start with a commitment.
Okay.
Decide you're going to dedicate just 5 minutes a day to some form of mindfulness, right?
Okay.
Whether it's meditation, breath work, or even just sitting in silence and observing your thoughts. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine.
I love that. Just 5 minutes. Anyone can find 5 minutes, in their day.
It's about consistency.
Right.
And don't get discouraged if your mind wanders or you feel like you're not doing it right. There's no perfect way to meditate.
Right.
Just show up.
Be present. Okay, so we have our 5-minute commitment. What else?
Pay attention to your self-talk.
Okay.
Notice those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs, especially when you're trading.
You mean like that voice that whispers, you're going to lose everything or you're not cut out for this?
Precisely. Once you're aware of them, challenge them.
Okay.
Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have?
So it's about replacing those negative thoughts with more positive, empowering ones.
Exactly. It takes time, but you can reprogram your mind to support your success.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to work on that. Any other tips for our listeners as they embark on this journey?
Be patient. Cultivating this mindset, it's a journey. It's not a destination. There will be ups and downs, breakthroughs, and setbacks. But if you stay committed, you'll see results.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Precisely. And celebrate every victory.
Okay.
Each time you make a good decision, overcome a trigger, stick to your plan, acknowledge that.
Okay.
Those small wins add up.
That's great advice. Celebrate the small wins. What else?
You're not alone in this. There are so many resources, books, podcasts, online communities. Don't be afraid to reach out,
That's so important. Having a supportive community.
Trading is challenging, but it's incredibly rewarding. By cultivating a profitable mindset, you're not just setting yourself up for financial success.
Right.
You're investing in your personal growth and well-being.
I couldn't agree more. Folks, that's it for this episode of the Profitable Mindset Podcast. We hope you found it valuable. Remember, the power is within you. Start with a commitment, practice, and never give up on your dreams.
Until next time, may your trades be profitable and your mindset unstoppable.